What's up YouTube, Mellow as a Matt here. Today it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock and I'm still mad hyped from yesterday's reveals. So obviously for those that don't know, we had the Pale Moon reveals yesterday on the Tuesday live stream, and this was Sword and Mystayre. Now most of us, I will say, were hoping we were going to get Crimson Beast Tamer, Turquoise Beast Tamer to support it, but we actually got new units instead. And they actually full on support Sarah, which is really good. So let's get started. First one up is the grade 1, Engaging Assistant. So Engaging Assistant's got the skill of auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard circle from your hand, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to one grade 3 from among them, and put it into your soul. And the second skill is Act Rearguard Circle. Cost is to retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 from your soul and add it to your hand. If your Vanguard is not Sword Magician Sarah, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So this is our own new version of the grade 3 searchers. So checking top 5, choosing a grade 3 and putting it to soul. That on its own is really nice for comboing off in a generic deck. Because you can put Lukiers, reverse Lukiers and soul and Silverthorns. You've then got Tilieps that you could be setting up your Golden Beast Tamers. You've got Nightmare Dolls, you're getting your Alices, your Carols, all that kind of stuff into Soul. There's so much you can do with that. But then the second skill makes it even more interesting, because you could literally place this on Rearguard Circle, check top 5, put the grade 3 straight to Soul, and then retire this to add the grade 3 to hand instead. So it's literally a grade 3 searcher, because you're then discarding a card to, as if you had used Masquerade Bunny. But the bonus is, if we're Sarah, we don't discard, right? So say, for example, we Persona Road this turn. So we go, not Persona Road, we re-road Sarah on top of Sarah. We've drawn a card, created another circle, we've got our Sarah in Soul. We can then use Engaging Assistant to retire herself, to grab Sarah back from Soul again, to then re-ride Sarah again next turn, gain another Axel circle. So really nice combo plays involved here. And I'm honestly really enjoying the card. Second one is where things get even more interesting, in the forms of Popout Chimera. Now Popout Chimera's got the 3 skills. First one is, on the Rearguard Circle, the deck, the soul, and the trigger zone, this card gets grade +1. Second skill is, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, you can count +1 and soul charge 3. If you still charge 1 or more trigger units this way, you may then draw a card. The third skill is a continuous Rearguard Circle. If you called 2 or more cards from your soul during this turn, this unit gets power +10,000. So, obviously, the first skill is alluding to obviously Sarah needing grade 3s. But having it Rearguard Circle, deck and soul also being a grade 3 is really good. Only places it aren't is hand, Vanguard Circle, and Drop Zone. So because it's not treated as a Vanguard Circle grade 3, it will not work with End of Stage. So do not try that. It's very much not worth trying. But with the fact of it's also, with it being a deck grade 3, it's like the High Class Moth. So if you have to G-Assist for a grade 3, you can find this. If you have to use Masquerade Bunny, you can find this. You do have to be careful though, because obviously when you G-Assist for grade 2, this isn't a grade 2. So you can't grab it off a G-Assist. Second skill is literally the Demonted Executioner from Dark Irregulars, but this is the Pale Moon version. And is very much locked to Vanguard Circle only, which balances the card, is the best way I want to put it, because if it was Vanguard Rearguard Circle, it would be too strong, is my honest response, because once you see Sarah, you'll see why I'm saying it's too strong. Well, even without seeing Sarah, because obviously the grade 1 that we just covered, in Engaging Assistant, can add Popout Chimera from soul to hand. So being able to do that, then place it from hand, cap +1, soul charge 3, really strong. So balancing it this way makes the most sense. And then next we have our boss unit in Sword Magician Sarah. So Sarah's got 2 skills. First one is act Vanguard Circle once a turn. You can Count Blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3, call it to Rearguard Circle, shuffle your deck. Until the end of your turn, this unit, so in Sarah, gets the skill of Continuous Vanguard Circle. All of your grade 3 Rearguards get power plus 2000 and boost. And second skill is also Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle that your drive check revealed a grade 3 or greater card, you can put 2 of your normal units on your Rearguard Circle to the bottom of your deck in any order. You then choose up to 2 grade 3 cards from your soul and call them to a Rearguard Circle. So Sarah did gain her playstyle from the old OG era of you drive check a grade 3, swap out your units. Whereas the old one was obviously Rearguard to soul to back to field. This one is back to deck and then from soul to field. So it's really interesting. But the first skill is what makes her really shine in my eyes. Because you're toolboxing for whatever grade 3 you need for the situation. Be it Alice, Artilleryman, Miracle Pop Eva, Comicality Chimera. So much variety you've got with her. And then they gain 2k on top, which is really good because that makes them 14k attackers. Breaking over the force numbers unboosted, which is really strong. And then they're gaining boost on top of that. So say for example you had a 2 grade 3 column. That's 14 boosted by 14, that's 28k. Combining this with the likes of Artilleryman, who gains 3k for every card in your soul on top of that, can be a very big booster. So say for example you've got 7 in soul, Artilleryman's gaining 21k from his own skill, plus his 12k puts him to 33, plus the 2k on top from Sarah makes him a 35k booster. Combining that with a normal grade 3 14k attacker, you're swinging for 49k. And this is not restricted on your opponent being grade 3. The second skill, again, really solid. Revealing grade 3, which obviously we've got the extra pop-up Chimera to be an extra grade 3 for the deck. Putting 2 normal units back, and then calling 2 grade 3s from soul. So obviously you're getting the multi-attacks out of it. You can put 2 of your front rows back to deck, call 2 more grade 3s from soul that can then carry on comboing off. The reprints for this set, for Pale Moon, are 3 really nice ones we've got. The first one up is Tricky Assistant. Now Tricky Assistant isn't so useful in the V format, but it's a nice reprint to have because she's starting to get a bit scarce for the newer players. And having that triple rare foiling is nice for those for the premium side who do use Tricky Assistant in their Harry lists. So it's a really nice reprint for us. Next one up is a Miracle Pop Eva. Now Eva's a really nice reprint again for the fact that she's got the skill of when she's called from soul, you can then draw a card and soul charge one. So extra soul generation. And obviously being able to put her in so easily to Sarah's soul, then grab her out, tucking her back in with a Comicality Chimera ready for next turn. Really good combos. The next final card, however, is the one that everyone's very happy about for how well it works with the Sarah support stuff. And that is Artilleryman. So Artilleryman, obviously, as I was saying earlier, gains massive power for every card in your soul. So 3k for every card in soul. Pale Moon can build up soul very nicely. Very big booster. Now, he normally would have the downside of, when his attack hits, you'd Count Blast one. But now with Sarah giving grade 3's boost, you don't have that downside anymore, because he's no longer hitting himself. He's boosting an attack to hit. You have also got the likes of Nightmare Doll Alice, comboing into Jumping Jill. That works really nicely with the Artilleryman. So you can swing Artilleryman boosting a Nightmare Doll Alice. Alice's skill will activate. Count Blast 1, putting herself into soul, grabbing out Jumping Jill. Jumping Jill will then put Artilleryman, that had already boosted, into soul, and grabbing him back out again. Because Sarah is the one that continuously gains the skill to give the grade 3's boost. So resetting your grade 3's doesn't hurt you at all. and then that artillery round's gained all that power back again for obviously 3k for every console, you're getting another massive column. All in all, this is a very different playstyle for Pale Moon, and it is a very much a welcome one, and it's looking to be very strong out the gate. I've literally been testing it since her reveal. She is lots of fun, so do expect to see some games on the channel with Sarah very, very shortly. But that is all I've got time for this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. It very much does help the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.